fresh. It's hot. NYSC TV and radio. Tune in to the NYSC TV and radio 8.3 FM radio for all-round information and entertainment. The only station managed by graduate youths, brought to you from the Directorate Headquarters of the National Youth Service Corps. NYSC TV and radio, putting the nation first.
Hello viewers, welcome to Community Development Service CDS in Perspective, coming to you from NYSC Television, Abuja. My name is Ojoma Akor. CDS in Perspective is a program that comes to you from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. every Tuesday. The program is aimed at enlightening our teeming audience on the laudable contributions of NYSC to all aspects of the nation's development. Today on the program, we are honored to have Mr. Solomon Arumemi. He is the Deputy Director from Community Development Service and Special Projects Department, National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, National Directorate Headquarters, Maitama, Abuja. Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here.
Our guest is here to give you an insight into what Community Development Service, CDS, in the context of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC. But before we kickstart the program, let's go on a short break. Please don't go away.
Hey there, prospective Corps members, listen close. Nighttime's not your friend, it's a danger zone. Shadows lurking, roads unclear, don't let adventure turn to fear. Stay safe, stay bright, keep your journey light. Board vehicles only in designated parks and garages.
Break your journey by 6 p.m. and sleep over in any safe place like military or police barracks, and continue your journey the next day. You need to be alive first, before you can serve your nation.
For PCMs heading through Funtua to locations in the Northwest region, the road is open to traffic till 5 p.m. according to travel advisory from the Nigerian Army. PCMs are therefore enjoined to document with the Nigerian Army in Funtua before proceeding with the rest of the journey.
This message is from the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is CDS in Perspective, coming to you from NYSC Television, Abuja, on our free-to-air satellite, and our guest is Mr. Solomon Arumemi, a Deputy Director from Community Development Service and Special Project Department, NYSC, Abuja. Now back to business. Community Development Service, CDS, as one of the four cardinal programs of the National Youth Service Corps, is a critical component of the service year that makes the scheme very visible to all categories of people at home and abroad. This is a true saying because evidence is found in all nooks and crannies of Nigeria of life-touching projects and programs executed by Corps members in the last 51 years of NYSC existence. Sir, could you please define what Community Development Service means in the general sense and what it means in context of NYSC?
Thank you very much, Ojoma. I'm pleased to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. CDS, in a general sense, means simply when people take action to help themselves. This action could be social, cultural, in every sphere of development. If people decide to come together to take action to improve their standards of living, community development is said to have taken place in that context. In the sense of the NYSC, I'll take on a historical excursion. We begin from the very foundation of the NYSC. Recall that between 1967 and 1970, there was a civil war that caused a lot of disruptions, a lot of killings, and a lot of infrastructural damages in the country. After the war ended, our revered former leader, General Yakubu Gowon, who this building is named after too, had to set up a policy of 3 arrows: reconciliation, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. The 3 arrows. How would the nation pursue this policy? General Gowon did something which was very, very germane towards a nation building. He established federal unity colleges, established the NYSC. In fact, the NYSC was an interventionist agency to drive development, to drive unity in the country. Recall that the Civil War occurred because there were mutual suspicion between ethnic groups. There was a lot of annoyance, a lot of disruption, a lot of things that happened that led to the Civil War. So General Gowon, in his wisdom, decided to calm the situation and also help in development. So like I said, the NYSC was set up. And at its establishment, it was ingrained into the NYSC that you pursue 4 cardinal principles. One was orientation, second was primary assignment, third is secondary assignment, which is CDS as you know it today, and of course we have passing out and passing out at what we call POP. Now it's not a strange thing because in the Africa context, before the coming of colonialism, we found out that people in our communities, they would gather around to improve the lives of people in their communities by building markets, going to farms to work for their aid mates, by building bridges, by even protecting the community. So that's how community development came about, and that's how the NYSC, through the efforts of General Yakubu Gowon, embraced it and set up the NYSC. Basically, the CDS component of the NYSC is meant to foster unity development, especially in our rural communities. So it's an avenue for core members to build themselves, because this opportunity of serving in rural communities by way of participating in CDS helps the core member to also discover themselves, help in getting the place developed, help in all sorts of things that we engender development in a nation takes place through the efforts of core members. Of course, in the process, they develop themselves by way of having sort of expertise in entrepreneurship, in local technologies, just name it. That's why the NYSC was set up, to improve on the community and to improve on the core members themselves.
All right, thank you so much for that, sir. What categories of CDS activities do we have in NYSC? Okay.
When you talk of categories now, I believe you'll be a classification of CDS activities.
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. We have the personal individual CDS, you have group CDS, and you have collaborative CDS.
So what do you mean by collaborative CDS?
Beautiful. As I speak today, we have 65 collaborators, partners, who are partnering with us, who have the same vision, the same drive with us to engender development in the Nigerian nation, to help us in nation building and to grow the nation in every sphere of life. Such organizations, they come into partnership with the NYSC. We sign an MOU with them. When we sign the MOU with them, we now use our core members as volunteers to drive these developmental efforts, working with our partners. That's collaborative CDS, yes. We have a lot of collaborative, UNICEF, the UN bodies, Federal Ministry of Water Resources, just name them, all the government and non-governmental agencies within the country, even outside the country, who have this team, this belief that the nation must be developed, and who are working in tandem with us. We partner with them. And I must say here that my DG, is very, very much enthusiastic, as regards any collaboration that will bring about development in Nigeria. Recently, we've had a collaboration with SMEDAN, with NIDA. All these are all geared towards empowering our people in the rural communities in every aspect of development.
Okay, thank you so much for that, sir. We'll be going in on a short break. Please don't go anywhere.
She is not just a psychologist. She is also a shoemaker. She was trained as a medical doctor, but now she makes beats too. He studied law, and now he is a fashion designer. This one has gotten a new skill: makeover. He came into this camp a biologist. Now he is also a caterer. Saeed, skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development, helps you discover a new lease of life. What are you still waiting for? Get up and acquire a new skill now.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is CDS in Perspective, coming to you from NYSC Television, Abuja. On our free-to-air satellite, and our guest is Mr. Solomon Arumemi, a Deputy Director from Community Development Service and Special Project Department, NYSC, Abuja. Sir, in addition to what you said earlier, could you please expatiate on the categories of CDS activities you mentioned?
Thank you, Ojoma. With the establishment of the NYSC by Decree number 24 of 22 May 1973, the NYSC was set up with CDS as one of the cardinal policies or principles of running the NYSC. I've already mentioned that we've already spoken about a collaborative CDS. The other components are group CDS and individual or personal CDS. Group CDS, this one is, maybe I'll again take you on another historical lane. By 1973, when the NYSC was established, core members were made to participate in CDS by way of transporting them from their location to one other location to work for a period of 4 weeks. But with time, the operators of the scheme discovered that it was not very effective. What happened then was that when all the core members are gathered in a particular place, they will work, build bridges, build markets, do roads, and the rest of them. That 4 weeks was not enough for them. So by the 1992-93 session, or service year rather, the operator of the scheme now decided that core members should be made to remain where they are and carry out CDS activities, in those places. In time, we now had, I'm talking about the group CDS now, we now had 16 CDS groups where each core member is supposed to participate in it compulsorily. This one is compulsory, and it's throughout the service year. How does it go? When core members pass out from the NYSC camp, they normally go to their place of permanent assignment, then go to the office of the LGIs, that's local government inspectors, the zonal inspectors, to register. When they register there, based on the parameters which the zonal inspectors and the LGIs, the local government inspectors, they know, they will now register these core members in each of these 16 CDS groups. For example, we have the core legal aid group. This one is basically for core members. We have a medical and health group. This one is basically for medical personnel. So based on your expertise and based on your interest and based on the expertise, let me use that language too, of the zonal and local government inspectors, they place these core members in these groups. And they meet once in a week. Once in a week when they meet, they discuss issues that's got to do with their own individual CD group and how to execute projects. Indeed, they use that one day in a week to execute projects. The last component is the individual or personal CDS group. This is not, compulsory anyway, but we encourage core members to participate in it. Our aim, the aim of the NYSC CDS, is to extend development to our rural communities. That's the original aim of the NYSC. To bring, like I said earlier, to bring development in every sphere of life in those communities. So that's why we encourage core members who are posted to whatever they are, their place of permanent assignment, as we call it, to engage in what we call individual or personal projects. These projects range from education, you can teach, you can in health issues, in every area of development that will benefit the rural communities. We expect core members to participate in it. In times past, they have helped in providing water, potable water for communities. Even Abuja here, they've constructed roads, and they've done so well in that direction. The processes for engaging in this one is also very simple. If you go to a community, you see an area of faith need, in conjunction with gatekeepers and people in that community, you can say, for example, you say, this community needs water. It's not for you to tell the community what they need. It's for you to meet with the community. They will tell you they need water. Then you now take it up with your local government or zonal inspector. Those ones will take it up with the state coordinator. Once they engage, before they engage, on it, they will have to seek the opinion and the permission of the gatekeepers in that community and the state coordinator. There are a lot of processes. I don't want to go too deep into it because of lack of time. But those projects, when they're executed, the core member is not expected to collect funding from his family members or from his friends. That's where the issue of entrepreneurship, comes in. Because with the skills that the core member has, he'll be able to get funding from top people in that community, from the government, from NGOs, to execute any project or program that he has in mind to execute. That's the individual CDS. I think I've spoken about the group and the other.
So we understand that NYSC has different CDS groups, to which core members are assigned to at the commencement of their PPA, which is the primary assignment. What are these groups?
We have, like I said earlier, we have 16 CDS groups. We have the sports group, we have the core legal group, we have the culture and tourism group, we have education, we have road safety, we have environmental sanitation, we have even the one you may belong to, editorial and publicity. We have it too. You have anti-corruption, we have HIV, AIDS, and reproductive health. We have SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. In fact, there are about 16 of them. We have drug-free, agro-allied, charity, and gender. And of course, you have disaster management. Each of these groups speaks to areas of development in the country that needs attention, by young Nigerians, vibrant young Nigerians like you people. So when you come out from the camp, our LGIs, that's our local government inspectors, our zonal inspectors, they will fix you into any of these specialized groups for you to function, to contribute your own towards nation building. And like I said earlier on, this one is compulsory. Core members must necessarily participate in group CDS activities. For example, our core legal is group. They have been helping in doing pro bono work in our courts, in our prisons, by helping those prisoners who don't have legal representation, who don't have the financial wherewithal to engage lawyers. Our core members are able to free some of them. When it comes to education, we find our core members all over the place engaging in adult education, teaching adult education classes, ICT, helping with ICT in rural communities. When it comes to disaster management, we find our core members helping in times of disaster. Any area that has to do with development, our core members are in those areas trying to, as they say nowadays, move the nation forward developmentally. Yes, thank you.
Yes, sir. And in terms of CDS in rural areas, we have core members who have produced or helped fund school students education-wise, and then water too, because recently, earlier this year, we had a core member who, her CDS group, she was able to help the community with water, and that's very, very beautiful. And so why is CDS pertinent to every core member?
Okay. CDS, like I said earlier on in my introduction, I mentioned some of the aims of CDS. When I was growing up, there's a saying amongst the man of all people. They say, build the man, build the community. So let me use it, permit me to use it here. You find out that CDS is not just for you to give all that you have to the community. you also enjoy some benefits by participating in CDS. What do I mean by this? By the time you go to the community to go and seek for projects that you will execute, in the process, you are gathering some skills. You are gathering some skills which will be useful to you in future, right? Then, of course, there's this issue of self-fulfillment. If you give something to somebody, money, for example, to a beggar now, don't you feel fulfilled? Don't you feel that you have done something for the community? Yes, for the person, you've done that. Then, of course, there's the issue of you trying to, like I said, better yourself. You, in the process of doing CDS, you acquire some skills. You also interact with people in that community. And if, in case you don't know, some of our core members in years past, they have settled in some communities where they did their CDS and did their primary assignment. Some of them have been married into such committees. Some of them even see it as their other home. Some of them they've given them chief titles because of the way that they perform in that community. Then again, most importantly, the prayers, the affection of that community where you did your CDS. We forever appreciative of that person. You can go to some villages, you see a tank, where a core member did a water project. You see the names there. That's a community that have not seen water in their life unless they go to the stream. So those are the kind of things that core members gain. Then, of course, I forgot to mention this, but I mentioned it and very pertinent here. You find out that, like I said, you don't just give, you also gain. If you perform very well during service, in your primary assignment, in your campaign, then especially in your CDS, because CDS is one of the major components, like I said, of the NYSC that has engendered it to our citizenry. If you do very well, both in CDS and primary assignment and all other areas, one, you get a commendation letter from your state coordinator. 2, you might win the local government chairman's honors award. 3, there's the governor's award, state governor's award. Then finally, there's the honors award, presidential honors award. When you win that one, you have the opportunity of meeting, not only meeting with Mr. President, but shake hands with him, and he will also, give you some things like a federal government job and some other remunerations. So that's why it's very, very key, very important for core members to participate in CDS.
So how do you ensure that each core member participates in CDS, considering the fact that it is one important segment of the service year that they must partake in?
Okay, thank you. Core members participating in CDS is compulsory, at least for the group CDS, is compulsory. We start off in the camp by lecturing them, teaching them, the good side of patriotism and the good side of service to the nation. You are young Nigerians, vibrant Nigerians with bright ideas. So in the camp, we sort of teach you what to do to engender development in the host communities. What we do again, I don't want to use the word stick and carrot, but for any society there are laws, there are rules. If you beat the law, you will get punished, and if you do very well, you get rewarded. So in the NYSC, what you do is that for that participatory, compulsory CDS, that's group CDS, every week when they meet, the LGI, the zonal inspector, they take attendance, take records of those who are present. Of course, if you are not present, you will be sanctioned, right? That's how we ensure that they participate in CDS. And again, if core members, by encouragement and regular meetings with their local government and call them now, and LGIs, local government inspectors and the ZIs, they encourage them to ensure that they participate in CDS. Another thing that encourages them, like I mentioned earlier on, is the issue of reward. There's a reward system. That's why I mentioned reward and punishment. That's what I mentioned, yes. That's what I mentioned, reward. There's the issue of reward. If a core member knows that, though it's not why the CDS was set up, but some, if they know that there's going to be rewarded at the end of the day, they'll be charged to perform, to do more, that community where they are posted. These are the ways, some of the ways where we ensure that core members participate in CDS. If you don't do well, we will punish you. I don't want to use the word punish anyway, but if you don't do well, we sanction you, not punish. Sorry, we sanction you, but if you do well, we reward you. That's it.
Listeners and viewers, this is the much we can take on this episode of CDS in Perspective. We shall be coming your way with fresh package, same time next week. But before I go, I want to sincerely thank and appreciate our guest, Mr. Solomon Arumemi, a Deputy Director from Community Development Service and Special Projects Department, NYSC National Directorate Headquarters, Maitama, Abuja. Sir, once again, thank you for coming.
Thank you. God bless you.
We hope to have you here some other time.
Anytime.
Okay, thank you so much,
You're
sir.
welcome. Thank you.
Dear listeners, on behalf of our technical team, the producer, Yusuf Philippus, the team director, Deputy Director Radio and TV, Emmanuel Obeni, the Director NYSC Media, Emeka Mbamena. Thank you for listening and viewing. My name remains Ojoma Akor. Please stay tuned for our next program.
It's new, it's fresh, it's hot. NYSC TV and Radio. Tune in to the NYSC TV and Radio 8.3 FM radio for all-round information and entertainment. The only station managed by graduate youths, brought to you from the Directorate Headquarters of the National Youth Service Corps. NYSC TV and Radio, putting the nation first.